Hello and welcome back to the High Performance Consciousness Podcast. My name is Matthew Paddy, and again I am presenting a compilation of little excerpts from Rewire Your Future. It was a masterclass series that I gave over 12 months ago to a small group of entrepreneurs, and I wanted to share some of the highlights from that program as well as from the Zero Limits Shape Your Best Life 8-week course as well. So what you're about to listen to are little vignettes, once again, about 30 to 45 seconds of wisdom broken down into each area of life so that you can digest them simply and easily and refer back to them whenever you want. Let's call it the Bending Reality Compilation. Enjoy the journey.
So when we are part of someone else's experiment, we play as the rat in the maze and we are the victim. But when you flip it around, you say everything outside of me is the product of me as the experiment. Because when you light up and when you become this powerhouse and you awaken these innate abilities and these dormant abilities, then your reality shifts in accordance with those awakened abilities. And so too do the people around you. So it is a conscious movement of energy. It's not an inbound telegraph that says, meet me here at this time and receive this bad news. It is you to be the creators. Behind the word is an energy. So I really invite you into words are things. Words were given to us with syntax, with meaning. We are taught the word and the meaning. So everything in our world carries an energy, but it doesn't carry a meaning until we give it meaning. When we choose a word, and I chose glitch, is because you are affecting your field. And some of you may be really happy with most areas of your life. Most of you may be enticed and encouraged and inspired to tweak and change certain areas of your life to increase and dial up the experience. So when you observe, you learn. When you learn and apply or integrate, that's wisdom. So the wisdom is outside of the body, outside of the environment, outside of time. Presence is wisdom. When you are fully present and you dilate the opportunity or the potentials, the unlimited potential of the quantum field, then what you bring to you, what you attract, thoughts are electric. We code the field with our thought and we magnetically attract with our heart. So it feels like work at the beginning. It feels like what's coming to you and what is reality, what is coming to you, all of those are just the USB stick that we've all had inserted in us. So we look at the external world and we look upon it as reality. So if you don't like what you're seeing, that's the first state of awareness, then you change what you seek to observe. And you change what you seek to observe by instructing the field and charging the field with your intention. You charge the field with your own inner, higher syntax. When we cast our energy, we cast it into the field, and from that is birthed our reality. So no matter where you are right now, what you are, what you think you are, where you think you are in your life, in your reality, is a sum total of the product of the past. So although we may feel like we're aspiring to our ultimate reality, your ultimate reality as the initiate, moving towards the master, is to live your ultimate reality now. That's the deal, that's the currency. And so anytime we may find challenge in our day or in our thinking, or we get taken off slightly into side alleys of thought or beliefs or past events, that's the old self. That is the old self. When we think about future pacing or where we are evolving to as human-like beings, we don't really need to spend too much time considering that, because while we're focusing on the energy centers and upgrading them and engaging them and cleaning them and revitalizing them, the work and the intelligence, the innate intelligence within those centers and within the field that we are increasing our communion with, a conversation with is going to do the work for us. So we don't necessarily need to logicize it as much. But part of the richness, the human experience, is to ground it. And by grounding it, we then become the fullest potential as an antenna or as an instrument with Gaia, and also with the entire movement and evolution of consciousness on the planet. That's the beauty about fine-tuning. It may feel like clunky movements of the dial at the beginning and you're feeling it in your body, but as you continue to trust the process and you go through the meditations, and practice makes permanent, you are hungry for change, you are hungry and committed to evolve. That's the way that you step into this ultimate reality where you become an unlimited, invincible, eternal being. There's no room you cannot walk into. There's no problem or challenge that you cannot face. And so that's the journey of the philosopher, which dials into it in the mind, into the initiate, which is the experience, the first journey, the first part of the journey. And as the master, you have cultivated the inner landscape, the inner verse, to such a degree that you are not attached to being one particular way, because you are all things and no thing. And you can adapt and bend and be solid when you need to at the same time. Although we may feel like we're aspiring to our ultimate reality, your ultimate reality as the initiate, moving towards the master, is to live your ultimate reality now. Once we are bringing our conscious awareness to locations within the body, we can free ourselves from the past that has been stored in those locations. And you may find that through meditations, when you're focusing on those energy centers, that all of a sudden, as you're moving to the next one and the next one, that you'll have a thought of someone or a scene, or you may feel that you're being distracted. Know that that image, that little scene, is popping up out of that center to be released. And all we're doing is we're bringing it consciously into awareness, and we're allowing it to unfold, and we're surrendering it, moving it into the field so that it can be handled in a way far greater than the known self that created it. When you write, it does take a little bit of effort at the beginning. It takes tangible pen to paper. It takes thought to word. It takes presence from the past. So being the code writer is a very important role, and it carries responsibility, because we can't divest that responsibility to someone else and expect any reasonable return on that. We can expect a return, but it's not going to be what we would deem as reasonable, because it's going to come back through their filter and through their evolutionary path and show us where our voids are, where our gaps are in our precision and in our direction of our energy. If you knew that it was true, if you knew that you had that power, it doesn't matter whether you're a butcher, baker, or a candlestick maker, it does not matter. It doesn't matter whether you want it for your health, your wealth, your children, your family, yourself, your business, your study, your career, your finances. It really does not matter. If you knew that you could, and it was true, that you would wake up every single morning excited, you would not be laboring on yesterday, you would not be living in the past. And that's one of the biggest problems that I see in the market. Huge problem in the market, because most people are being taught to do more today and advance themselves more in their ideas, their goals, in the future, but they haven't cleaned up all the residue that they're dragging along with them. They're still anchored in the past. So as you unfold as nothing, remember that you are in all things. You are in all things. So it means you are the wind, you are the cosmic dust, you are planets, you are atmosphere, you are the money in someone's wallet, you are, the soil between someone's bootstraps. And so when you are everything, then you release yourself, you discharge yourself from an identity, you discharge yourself from a known. And inside of that, you discharge yourself from expectation and you ascend to knowingness. You were to live this life again. Anything unresolved, you will live again. Anything uncreated will be uncreated again. Anything created with intention, with conscious, purposeful meaning and direction will be created again. That's liberation. That's freedom. So if you can move through every moment and every day and your life, and say 10 years from now, when what would seem like the end comes, it's really the beginning of the next, which is I'd do it again happily, because I created exactly what I want. And in doing so, I showed many, many other people how to do the same, because I was the living embodiment of that. Presence is wisdom. When you are fully present and you dilate the opportunity or the potentials, the unlimited potential of the quantum field, then what you bring to you, what you attract, thoughts are electric. We code the field with our thought and we magnetically attract with our heart. So when we are doing that as the observer, we are repurposing and transmuting old energy. Could have been from the last moment, from the morning. And when you transmute it, you're recycling it like the trees do with our carbon dioxide, and they give us back oxygen. That is the evolution. That is your soul evolving in the now. There is no outside influence. You're it. The inner world is the compass, is the sail, is the wind, is the sun. You're the boat, you're the ocean, you're it, and you're the captain. It takes some grit, it takes some reminding, and to move into that observer state at least once a day, you can then stay enrolled, stay across your life as an event. So then you can recalibrate as you go through. It is about the inner work. It is about crystallizing your view, your ultimate reality, and bringing it up, elevating it through emotion, and allowing it to be integrated as a new operating platform within your neurology and within your biology as well. When you are through the eyes of the observer, you're the ultimate observer. And when you do that, you can take a vantage point that everyone has the opportunity to do, but seldom create that opportunity because they are contracted and they are living outside of the quantum possibility. So they have collapsed wave and they have become particle. So when you collapse wave into particle, you go from formless, you go from potential into matter. And when you're worrying about your day, or you're trying to force an outcome, or something moves from your external world into your senses, your five senses, and you are lit up from the inside, emotionally charged, you are then re-enrolled back into the past. And your now is no different to your past. There is no waiting. When you can crystallize the energy and align the thought, clear thought, with elevated emotions, you are electromagnetically connected to all possibilities. You live perpetually, as best you can, in the now. And in that now, you are in the rhythm, in the flow of life, because you create the rhythm and the flow of life. And so if Gaia is heaving and pulsing and shifting and changing and evolving, so are you. So you are the world creators. You are the dreamers of the dream. So it takes some kahunas to stay and to remind yourself to stay in your power. We get glimpses of our desires fulfilled by house sitting so that we can realize it is what we truly desire, so that we're not fully in and baked in an end that is maybe not fully what we thought it would be. When you're ready to belong in your place, when you're ready to find your place, it will find you. When you leap into a new experience, so you're moving house, bigger house, whatever it's going to be, it's a new job, it's a new relationship, whatever it is, for matter to catch up with the frequency that has been set as the new tone, the new dial tone of your experience, any density that exists around that is going to increase the time span of its completion. Loving all of those aspects, where we are living, where we're moving, what we're experiencing, love ourselves enough to be exactly where we are. Because we ask conscious mind to conscious mind, what do you think about this? Or I've got this idea. They're going to have a distorted view, even if they agree with you, because it's their lens, it's not yours. It's their perception, not yours. It's their belief structure, not yours. It's their ability to understand the words and the chemistry within the words and language you've used to describe it. So it doesn't matter what anyone else says, even though it's helpful at the beginning, but really everyone is pushed out from us, meaning we can have conscious command over all energy because that's who we are. So when you dial in as the Godhead into the mind of God and you work your imagination as the mind of God, then you're it. Remember, the past is the illusion. Remember, the mind, the memory is actually an electromagnetic signature of an emotion. So when we recall an event, we are actually in that moment through conscious awareness, able to restitch it, recreate it. So we can recreate the event if it didn't feel entirely desirable, if it didn't feel deeply rich and rewarding and filled and brimming with joy and wonder, then you can rewire the event in the now by understanding the emotion and the vibrational magnitude of the feeling you wish to create. So we are here to recondition the mind as the power unit over the body as the servant, instead of the other way around. When we have an intention, you're breathing in light. And once you breathe in light, you're letting go. Step number 2 is to bring an intention into the field. An intention is a cluster of aligned energies drawn from different regions of the brain to strengthen a thought as an intention. So we can have an intention that comes from our heart. So each of these little memories and thoughts we bring in, and it strengthens the intention. Once you've got the intention, just holding that vibration of that intention and all your neural wiring, your causal body, your etheric body, everything, and over time, you will actually collapse all of those into the ultimate experience. And the ultimate experience is that there is no separation. Everything is the now. So then you find the tones, and we're finding the tones, we're becoming no thing.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little compilation there and took some notes along the way as to how each segment relates to specific areas of your life, knowing and understanding at a deeper level that you can bend reality at will. It's as simple as focusing on your preferred end or your desired outcome and giving yourself completely to experiencing that result, the fulfillment of those desires ahead of time. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more information about the work that I do, then feel free to go to Facebook and look at The Real Mind School. Just search The Real Mind School on Facebook, or you can find it at matthewpaddy.com, where we dive into more mind-bending hacks and strategies to help you win faster in the game of business and life. So from me here to wherever you are in the world, remember to dream a better dream. See you in the field. Bye for now.